And if this is your first time, congratulations, you have ran across complete and raw, rare entertainment that is certified yet brilliant. I am your host tonight. My name is Bandz. Stay tuned. So, welcome back to my channel, people. This is yet another episode, and I'm gonna bring a little bit more business to you this time around. And we're gonna be looking at an ad that was placed by Bumble themselves. Now, if a lot of you are familiar with Bumble, my single people, it is a dating app. Currently, I have deleted all my dating apps because my attention is very valuable. All right. Now, with Tinder being at the top, Bumble has been getting a lot of hype lately, and I believe there's Hinge, Hinge and then other dating apps. But what Bumble has done with this specific advertisement is targeted single women. This ad is very intriguing, and I want to be able to react with y'all and have a conversation about this ad, because I feel like it's just as important as anything else that we talk about on my channel. We're gonna get this video started here.
I'm not against being in a committed long-term relationship, but I just don't feel the need to be married.
I'm single, and I don't think I really want to get married.
Now I am with my boyfriend. We have been together for almost 3 years, and no marriage on the horizon.
I am a single mom, and I'm not really sure I want to get married.
Targeting a specific group of society, which is actually increasing in numbers as time goes on, because sadly now the new term is I don't want to get married. We're gonna look at it from a more realistic standpoint, from a mass majority. Of course, this doesn't apply to every last single being on earth, but we're gonna just talk about the masses.
I'm Mona Chalabi, and this is Full Disclosure from Bumble. Marriage in the US has hit a historic low. What can that huge change be attributed to? There are plenty of upsides to marriage, like health insurance benefits, tax deductions, and legal protections.
No, that's not very beneficial at all. There has to be some things changed in the marriage clause.
Some of us are starting to move away from a more traditional definition of marriage, while others will still see it as a formal and bonding commitment, especially if their religion celebrates marriage as exactly that. We're still living in a society where saying we have been married for 50 years is framed as a success. And maybe it is, but if it is the reverse of that, so saying that you've never been married is kind of framed as a failure, and that doesn't seem okay. If marriage isn't the end-all be-all, how else can we commit to one another?
I don't think I ever had like an aha moment. My parents are married, they're still together. I just don't want that for myself. But I think whether you want to get married or not, you should disclose pretty early on to someone. I know things can change in a relationship, but I think if you have a very strong opinion on it, then it is definitely something you should make people aware of.
I think it's very important to be transparent.
I agree with her. Not everybody wants to be married, and I don't believe everybody should be married if they don't want to be. But like, we're gonna be honest here. A lot of people are saying I don't want to be married, but at the end of the day, is the reality is the person that they wanted didn't want to marry them. Okay?
I would hope that someone would be that transparent with me.
Those conversations, those really big, important conversations have to happen, like maybe even before you meet each other, because what's the point if somebody really wants something that you really don't want? You're just going to hurt yourself by meeting somebody that could potentially be great, but isn't you know, on the same path.
I think it can sometimes be scary if someone that you care about tells you that they just do not believe in marriage. It doesn't mean that they're not committed to you necessarily.
I've been.
Now look at that. Look at these statistics. I had to put on my glasses for a second. The statistics state that men and women were actually getting married in the 1960s at a younger rate, less than 100 years ago. Look how vastly different things are between men and women. In 27 and 29, people are getting married at later ages, which is actually smart, in my opinion, when you have the home established, because our society is more intuitive and integrated more than ever, and the infrastructure has improved vastly. It makes sense as to why men and women are getting married on later dates, in a later age.
I've been queer for a long time. My dad said, you can be queer. Just by 25, give some kids. And I'm like, at 25, we're pretty much trying to figure out how to stay alive to 25. So.
Okay. Well, going back to smart business advertisements, these free-spirited, this free spirit notion that's being spread as well, is an easy consumer point to develop gross income, in my opinion, to develop a lot of income for your business. So Bumble is doing an excellent job in targeting specified consumers, especially ones who have unique personalities. I mean, you see the individuals that they have for this commercial, even if there are quote unquote actors. We met personalities similar to what we've seen so far. And if you haven't, then obviously you don't get out much. And of course, these are pandemic times, so it is a little bit different, but I'm talking about before pandemic times. But either way, somebody's going to always find something to nag about. Leave it in the description. It's okay.
Our mindset is of survival in the world. So marriage is at the bottom.
I have no urge to get married. I've done it. I've done the reception, the ceremony. I've, gone through the paces, and it's really easy to get caught up in the feeling that you need something that you don't actually really need if you sit down and kind of have a conversation with yourself and figure out what it is that you
have to say, she looks like she for the streets. She's tatted more than a graffiti wall in New York. She got more tattoos than me.
really want. My partner now, there's no doubt in my mind that we will be together forever, and I don't doubt my relationship. We talk about growing old together.
My expectations of commitment have changed over time. I think the dreams that I had growing up were very much so more on career and accomplishment.
I feel like if you really love someone, you don't need to have that contract to prove that you're in love with them and you want to spend your life with them.
I will agree with that. Marriage is really just a piece of paper, honestly. It's a piece of paper. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what you need to fortify or solidify what you and somebody has. If a true man gives you that title, that's a huge, huge deal. It's nothing to really be taken lightly, honestly. People take marriage lightly, and to a sad degree. They know a woman wants to be chosen at the end of the day. Nobody does not want to be not chosen. So it's a unique and interesting discussion topic. Chat about it.
I think a lot of us know that these kind of neat heterosexual romantic fairy tales don't exist, or maybe shouldn't even exist, and we're navigating that right now.
Wow, I didn't even know the generation before the baby boomers were silenced. That's interesting. Now look at these statistics. It's done dropped like half. Unique and intriguing at the same time. An interesting insight on your own views and why it's dropped. A lot of people don't know why it's dropped. A lot of men, I will say a lot of men know why it's dropped. But it is vastly different indeed.
Marriage and parenthood do not have to go hand in hand anymore, if ever they did. Increasing financial independence, changing legal rules that mean that you can adopt or get IVF on your own, all of
I don't think advertising single motherhood is a smart thing to do. Even though technology has gotten better, it's only increased sadness, increased, well, I don't want to get married. I don't feel like I need to get married, when really it's no, you weren't chosen. You did not get chose. So that's just what it is. You're going to accept not being married because the person that you want to be married to did not choose you, and you do not want the rest of your options. Okay? That's just what it is. What do I know? Just reacting.
these things mean that increasingly women are becoming parents alone. The number has quadrupled in the last 50 years.
It's really exciting. There's so much opportunity. I mean, you can really create your own dating environment. You can define your rules on how you want to date, who you want to date, if you want to date. Don't have to get married. You can do it whatever way you want.
I believe it's easier to have these conversations because we're making it easier to have these conversations with ourselves. Like, do we want to do this?
I know for some people it works amazingly. For me, it did not. I don't think it validates or invalidates a relationship. I don't think it makes you more or less serious about the person that you're with.
It's really about balance and making sure that that partnership is intact. Both parties are happy and both parties are committed, then that's a successful relationship.
There's still some discomfort about saying you're in your 40s and you've never been married, or you've been married 4 times and now you know you never want to be married. And this shouldn't be, because marriage is not necessarily the end goal of a date, of a nap, or a long-term relationship.
I just want to go to some of the comments. I want to sleep around in my youth when my looks decline. I want to get married. Unfortunately, no man wants to marry you at that point. All of this, I don't want to get married, is just for these ladies rationalizing why they can't get married even if they want to. The first comment on the page, I said something like that. I didn't say it to that, degree. I'm not going to go too in depth with the comments because I just wanted to show you smart business advertising that's not necessarily something that is benefiting society, but it is benefiting corporations' pockets and helping spread delusion. So at the end of the day, my people, my certified people, if you're still here, you are certified. No matter how they did it, they delivered. Even though it got more dislikes than likes, they're going to appeal to a specific group of society, fast growing community of people who are sleeping in their own delusions. And it's hard for some to take accountability, to accept that they weren't the chosen ones. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you'll be swiping. And that's all Bumble wants you to do. If you have content that you want me to react to, send it to my IG. This is Certified Brilliant Entertainment. I am your host, Bandz. It's almost time to go to sleep. Y'all have a lovely evening, and I will catch you in the next one.